Hey, I figured I'd do another miscellaneous kind of video to kind of just talk about things. You've been asking me about scrimmaging, and unfortunately it kind of helps if you know people who play the game. Uh, the easiest way is to have them on your friends list, then go to Arena, and in World Arena, this is also RTA by the way, real-time arena. uh, it's wonderful. This is probably the best PvP in the game. I have not taken the time to do it this season, which I really should soon because it should be ending pretty soon. Let me see. When does it end? Does it tell me when it ends? No. Battle log maybe? No. Mark battle's not there. It should tell when it's ending. Anyways, I lost interest in that. Anyways, where we're going to actually go for that is mock battles, and you can create a room. And if you have a friend, you can create it, send them the password, get them on in here. You can invite people. You can chat in here to kind of go over things. And it's honestly a pretty nice setup. You can adjust how many bands you have. You can invite people and set it all up and all that good stuff. It's a good system. I really like it. It's well done as long as you know people and you can get them in. So that's where you would go for scrimmaging people. Also, I do recommend just playing around in the World Arena anyways. There's no real cost to get into it, so it's a fun way of just trying out units and just seeing how they actually do. The only downside of it is if you're testing units, sometimes cleave builds are just going to prevent you from even getting to play with them, which that kind of sucks. Something else that I wanted to bring to your attention, I don't know if you've done it yet, but you should be doing this crafting event. I don't know if you've been doing it. This is wonderful. I highly recommend choosing either speed boots or a ring that you care about or a neck piece that you care about. And my biggest recommendation is always to go speed set, or if you're specifically going for a crit set or pen set, those are also really good. But you're really going to be trying to reroll it to get the perfect subsets stats here. Like this right here is pretty decent, just going full offense with this one. Ideally, I would want the speed to be higher. And a little covered, but I have a lot of points, so I'm just going to keep rolling until I get the god tier item. If I don't get the god tier item, this one is still really good. I lose 1 crit chance and 2 crit damage for 1 speed. And we'll go for that one still. So you just do this a bunch until you actually get the one that you care for. Ideally, it would have 4 or the legendary 5 speed starter on it, which would be really crazy awesome. Worst comes to worst, I still get a piece that could be good. Like, it really does depend anyways on the rolls after this. This is just a really good way at basically no cost to get yourself a good piece of gear. That's not even bad either. It's unfortunate. My ideal is that they just give you the ability to craft a piece of your choosing, like all the way down to the sub numbers, but oh well, we don't get that. And I'm going to quit doing this for now. But yeah, that's something I highly recommend taking advantage of. Alchemist Steeple, this is a good way to get catalysts. I know that you were having some catalyst issues. Typically, you just amass catalysts that you don't need, and then you'll have one where you're like, I need like all of the catalysts. So you go here, and then you're like, I need all of these ancient creature nucleuses, and you just put a bunch of the ones that you have into it and craft it. I don't actually need this one at the moment though. So that's a good way to do that. You can only do the epics once a week, and you can do the rares once a day. And typically the epics, I believe it will give you 3, and for the rares it'll give you 4 for it. So it'll be 7 of these guys for 4, so you are losing that way. And for the epics it is that 14 for 3. So the return rates aren't great, but if you're not wanting to spend the time to farm, it's a quick little catalyst. I don't recommend it a whole lot because it will just suck up your resources at a pretty unfair rate, I might add. What else was there? Pet, what do you got for me? Excellent. Good job, Pet. I've previously talked to you about shop equipment, but we just got the new arena, so all of this should be refreshed for you, and this gear is actually pretty good. The sword's not the best, but it's got crit chance max, it's got speed really good, and it's gotten a really good attack stat on that. That, if you're going attacks main set, that's really strong early game. This is a really good one for you. Same thing with the chest piece. Chest pieces can't have attack percentage on it, which makes this piece really good, just having the speed, crit chance, and crit damage on it. The helmet is just everything you want on it except for crit damage. It has effectiveness instead, which is still really good. The boots, really good stats. It would mean that it will be a slower unit because it's obviously attack main instead of speed main. There are some people who do want that. The neck piece is just amazing. The defense percentage could either be health to be better, but either way you're just kind of choosing your poison. It has to have one of those defensive stats to be good. The ring still has that effectiveness, which a little effectiveness is never a bad thing, but it's not always what you're really looking for. And unfortunately for a lot of people, they mainly roll that dump stat, which just ruins the piece. So hopefully you can pick these up, and hopefully they work out really well for you. Definitely get all these boxes eventually anyways. They will really help you out with your advancing. I know 1010 is kind of a pain in the ass, so best of luck with that. Don't forget to be getting your Molagoras. You always want your Molagoras. They are always worth it. Another good place to go. I haven't been as up to date on it, but once you can, if you're challenging 1010, it might be worth trying to do Hell Raid as well. So just burning through all the labyrinths to get to here is pretty good. It gives some pretty decent rewards out of that. Also, 100%ing these isn't bad either. They do give you some, I believe in these ones, I believe they give you some decent 78 gear. So it's a decent place to get some leveling up equipment. And these are crit damage and crit chance items, but they have some pretty good substats on them as well. So that's a decent place to go. These are 75s, which means that they're just okay. And looking at them, they're just okay. Like, they'll be good for now, but you'll eventually want to move past them. 71s you kind of snooze on, to be completely honest, so a lot of these earlier ones you don't care about. But the Area 4 and the Area 5 is where you will actually pay a little bit of attention to. And those are just found in chests in there. I don't believe this has any gear that you care about. No, it's just a 71. So you won't really care about that one. Again, if you can do Abyss, I do recommend Abyss. Abyss gives some pretty good stuff. What is challenge mode? I haven't actually looked at that. Oh, that's pretty good. I shouldn't have been snoozing on this. This looks like good stuff. I'm sure it'll put it in me for trying it though, but it'll probably be good to try that at some point in time. So yeah, that's just a quick little recap. Also, I don't know if you've been doing expeditions at all, but these also give some pretty okay resources. It's nothing that I'm like, yeah, you gotta be doing it, but a lot of it is going to be free resources for you as well, as the Expedition Depot does have some decent stuff in there, including Molagoras, which you always are going to be needing at some point. But essentially, you'll be getting your wanted posters, and you can just click on any of the difficulty levels, and then you don't even have to go in it. You can just invite all, and all of your friends will be sent an invite into it. And if you're feeling generous, you can attack it, or you can just leave it and see what they do. A lot of times, your friends will kill it because they're thirsty for those guys. Some people really like it. I don't really care for it as content, but hey, it's free resources for you if you just set it and leave it. And if you attack it once, the first entry is free, so why not, you know? Is there anything else I want to go over right now? Obviously, Wyvern 13, always good. Is there any mechanics I want to discuss right now? We did effectiveness. No, I think that's everything. So I will leave this video here, and I will say until next time.